Let's look at our simple billing system again. And now we have come to know of additional fact that the product details are already available in an Excel sheet and it is updated every day at night. So which means what? The data needs to be picked up from the Excel sheet. Previously, if you remember, we had a products list in which it was hard coded. So it was part of the code itself. Now it has to be picked up from the Excel sheet, at least at the beginning of the code itself. So when we run the program, it should pick up the details from the Excel sheet and then run. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. We have to import OpenPy Excel and we have to import pandas. These are again two modules, and you know how to import. Yes. So now we have to specify the file name of that Excel file. So that is this products.xlsx xlsx, and it has 15 names, 15 products. Okay, so we specify the product. I have left it in my working directory itself. If it is somewhere else, you have to give it the proper path. Okay, now workbook is equal to Excel. Excel is nothing but OpenPy Excel module. So Excel dot load workbook products.xo. I don't have to again name this. I can just say file because that contains the file name. Then sheet is equal to workbook sheet 1. Now it doesn't matter how many sheets that Excel workbook contains. Here we are specifying that we are interested in the first sheet and that we are assigning it to sheet. Okay. Now I'm initializing the products as a list and I'm going through this sheet for row in range 2 to sheet dot max row plus 1. Now why sheet max row? Sheet max row will give you the maximum number of rows in which the data is there in the sheet. And why I'm saying plus 1 is because, and I'm also saying from starting from 2, because the first row will contain the column heading, right? Sheet max row will give me one more than the actual products that are there, because the first row is for the column headings. And then I'm saying sheet within brackets A plus string of row. To begin with, it is 2, so A2 dot value. So whatever is the value stored in A2 will be stored in code, B2 will be stored in name, C2 will be stored in price. And then these three details will be stored in the products or added to the products. And this loop will continue for all the products that are there in that particular sheet. Now, one difference that is there between this and the previous one is, in the previous one, products was there as a list of dictionaries. Even earlier version, we had dictionary within dictionary. So here I am changing it to list within lists. So products is a list which contains these lists. Okay. And naturally, since I made that change, accordingly, I have to make changes in wherever I am using the dictionary terminology to access it. So within quotes, I was saying code. Within double quotes, I was saying name. So instead of that, I have to use the indices, appropriate ones. Now, just to get an idea of how it would look like the products, let's print it, right? So let's say print or products. Yes, print products. Let's take it out of the for loop and then run it. Okay, we are not interested in this part. You see, It has picked up all the items in the from the Excel sheet. If we want to make it look a little bit more nicer, what we can do is we can set up a for loop for I in range or I can say I in products. Yes. And then I can say print products I. No, I itself is a product now. So I can just say I. Actually, I should not be using I because in the rest of the places I'm using I very critically. So let us say K. So print K. Let's see how it displays now. See here. So since I've asked it to display the lists inside these products, it is displaying it. And finally, it is displaying the products itself. So which is a list of lists. Okay, so this we don't require it for the final version. This was just to show you how it would look like. Okay, let's close off this. So now let's just run it and see what happens. F10. See, I've got it. Now 101 to submit. 105 to submit. 110 say 4. 108 is let's say 2. Let's say 114 is 4 and I say done and quit. Now let's go to the build.txt. These are earlier ones. This is the latest bill that we just now printed. So if you are picking up data from a Excel file, it is not very complicated. As you might have noticed, we have to import two modules. We have to load the workbook and we have to pick up the appropriate sheet from that workbook and then iterate through that particular rows of that sheet and put the data in the appropriate data structure that you want. Whether you want to use lists, dictionaries or whatever, you can add it to that and use it further in the later part of the program. So that's it. Bye.